12 pull requests in 5 days. 12. Oh, boy. Like, I didn't think we were actually going to have another Windows utility stream this soon. But when I saw how many commits I had, I was like, oh, we better do something. So today, we are going to approach Windows utility. Look at all these, and I already kind of took a peek at them. There's not that many contributors that I've seen before, so we got a lot of new contributors. How many of these pull requests are going to be worthwhile? I don't think very many, but I might be pleasantly surprised. There's probably a couple diamonds in a rough. Maybe, hopefully, I think so. But how many will be just completely hot garbage? So the poll requests, we're gonna get through 12 poll requests today. That is the main goal of today. Oh man. Hey, yes, how you guys doing? ALC, Lovro. Oh man, good seeing you, Phoenix. Man, it should be a fun one today, though. It's always, I always learn something new. Even let's say if all 12 of these are bad, I always learn something new from them. So let's just go pull it up, see what we've been doing. How much coding activity have I done lately? Not much. Okay, well, Nix 7 days ago for a hot second. Oh, that's how it goes some weeks, I tell you. Oh boy. They're quick. Let's do Cormambi. Okay, you got it, Phoenix. Goat, how's it going, man? Bud, man, so many good people in chat. All right. Oh boy. I think we start from the oldest, go to the newest. So we can see. I think some of these are going to be okay. Some of them, they're going to be questionable. We got a new one. Lee Dow A did a bunch of different pull requests, a bunch of different ones too, like invoke WPF, invoke input. This is going to be interesting to see. We'll see how good those are. That's these ones being 5 different PRs, each doing something a little different. I kind of like that he separated these out. He didn't do just a nuke the world request, because usually I'll just deny that. So it's kind of neat that we get to see those. These are the ones I'm kind of the most curious about. And then just like the update programs ones and some add Microsoft buy program. Ugh. Well, I mean, I guess we could, I don't know. We'll look at that. I don't know if anybody has ever done Microsoft BI. It's like, I don't know. How do you explain this? It's like a kind of like a analytics program that you can hook into different systems. I think I did it for a business specifically when I set up their, I wanted to say GPT program, but no, that's not it. CRM programs. So yeah, database analytics is what I use that for. So I'd be curious to see what that is. Fridia map. Don't even know what that is. We'll have to check that out. This is actually a draft by Derp. He's the guy that did the run spaces on utility. And then more application work. Shouldn't be too bad. Is the converter already live? I think so. I added it, but maybe it's still sitting on the test branch. Let's see. That's a good one to ask. Let's just go into WinUtil. What are we at? Let's do a git pull. All right, we're already up to date. WinUtil. Let's see what we have. So, file converter. Yeah. And if we click on that, yeah, that's already there in the test branch. I must have did that commit. I don't think I pushed it live yet. So if we look at the live version, which what version is this? This is going to be 1.19 was the last compile I did. So the live version I think is .15. So we can check the live version by just doing IRM directly from Chris Titus. And yeah, I never did convert those, so my bad. So I already have some PRs I've already accepted and done, but I program those, so we know those are good. All right, let's see. While using your tool, I found out that show file extension tweak, it bugs Windows 10 Explorer. Okay. Windows Explorer has been getting a little bit buggy lately. Ever since they added the tabs thing, like don't get me wrong, I love the addition of tabs. Like when you pull up Explorer and being able to do tabs, that's nice. But ever since they redesigned this, it does not feel nearly as stable as the old version. Like every commit since, it feels like this just feels like a house built on sand. It just does not feel stable. I've tried everything. I've tried different projects to try to stabilize this. It works, but man, it feels like there's more lockups. It feels like there's less compatibility. Same with like the stupid context menu, like having to do the shell edition so you can just get a usable context menu. I don't know. Not a huge fan of those two editions. I like the idea of both editions. It's just the execution of them was awful. It's just Microsoft being Microsoft. I think that's the best way to put it. I get why they did it, and honestly, I gotta applaud them for trying, but oof, not great. All right, let's get started with these. Let's start update links, descriptions, and Cocoa ID for Twinkle Tray. This one, we're moving the GitHub to florp.app. Yeah, that's their official site. That's right. We have Twinkle Tray Edition, some modifications here, going from that to there. We got Winget UI, getting the Cocoa, and also fixing that from the Lost in Dark to Marty Clemite. This might be a new fork of the Winget UI. I've never really used the Winget UI. Let's see, 19 hours. Yeah, this is a new fork. 6.5, so it's not some weird addition. That's actually really nice. And then Wise Toys and Wise Cleaner. I almost thought about removing Wise Toys because it's kind of like a shareware experience, I think. But let me see. I have to watch some of these because I'm curious. No, never mind. I'm thinking of something different. This is still a free download, still okay to use. Has batch rename, currency exchange, color picker, QR code, translator, student clipboard, OCR. Yeah. No, this is still a good project. I was thinking of something else. All right, cool. All that looks fantastic. I like all of it. Very simple, just some easy housekeeping. Like it. Apply, squash, and merge. Going into the test branch. All right, so that's one pull request down. Looked beautiful. They're not all going to be like that. That was too easy, but a good one to start with. Let's see what else we have. When I use delete temp file options, WinUtil gets stuck. Really? Well, let's try. Let's go WinUtil. And tweaks, you say... I'm not going to do that. Delete temporary files, run tweaks. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty simple. I don't run any problems there. Maybe coming from like a PowerShell, like a PowerShell core or PowerShell 5 or whatever it is. Sometimes I've seen some bugs there, but I don't see anything coming from an elevated Windows terminal prompt. So that should be fine. If you can isolate that down a little bit more for me, we could look at it. But I don't see anything wrong with that. All right, and add some useful programs and fix app URLs. All right, great. We got Authy, Sync Tracer. This is awesome. This is a great Windows utility for Syncthing and Windows. I don't think they have a Linux version of Sync Tracer, but it's freaking sweet. Totally awesome. BleachBit, one of the best cleaning programs out there. Espanzo, cross-platform open source text expander. Oh, okay. You know what? I think we did something like this at my job. Yeah. You do like these short-term things in your browser, and then it just goes ahead and expands it. That's pretty cool. Good time saver. PDF 24 creator. That's another PDF. Free PDF tool. Okay. Sure. We'll toss it in there. Download desktop version, toggle theme. It's interesting. Can we use that offline? Yeah, okay. Does not look like it might not be FOSS, but I don't know. When it comes to PDF, I'm a little bit more like, I don't care as long as it gets the job done kind of thing, so that's fine. Lazy Git, simple terminal UI for Git commands. Anybody use Lazy Git? I have, first time I've ever seen Lazy Git. All right, let's see what we got. Lazy Git, simple terminal. Oh, that's cool. A simple terminal UI for Git commands. I kind of dig it. Easily kind of shows everything. It looks like a GitHub desktop alternative. Lots of sponsors. Elevator pitches. You've heard it before. Git is powerful. Oh, did you guys hear this too? Did you hear about this? This is correct. So there's this new game called Pal World, right? Or Pal something rather, right? It was made by like just this indie team using like some AI tools and like a middle schooler graphic artist, right? Apparently, and I don't know how true or how valid these claims are, but with Pal World, they didn't use Git. They were apparently backing up their entire code database every day to like a flash drive or something. I don't know. That sounds like BS to me. I couldn't imagine anybody developing anything without utilizing Git in this day and age, but that sounds completely bonkers to me that you could develop a huge game like that selling like a million boxers or whatever it is. It's breaking records every day and not use Git. That's just wild. Oh yeah. I think Asmongold's been hitting it up pretty regularly too. That's funny. They didn't use Git. Yeah, I could not imagine developing anything without Git these days. Not having like learning just I know you got to understand and learn Git, but if you're going to do any kind of programming, the first thing you should do before learning any programming is Git. Understanding the commits, the messages, the rollbacks, the being able to understand branches, cherry picks, those types of things. Man, you just got to get going with Git. As the more I learn about GitHub or just Git in general, even if you're using like Git or Bitbucket or you know, what are some other ones? Git, GitLab, yeah, all of them, dude. I couldn't imagine, could not imagine not using Git. Now I know John Carmack was like, back in my day, we like to program everything in assembly code. No, I think he's more of a C guy, but still. That guy's not human. We don't count robots, okay? So, anyways, yeah, this looks cool. All right, a lot of people love Lazy Git. That'll be a good addition. WesTerm, I've actually used that a lot. Cross-platform. I've used it in a lot of the RICEs you see in Linux use WesTerm. So huge. RipGrep, huge. Fuzzy Finder, yes. Google Drive. People still use Google Drive. Okay, that's still a thing. Good to know. Fix the link for Strawberry Music Player. Okay, cool. All right, I like it. Let's see. It's going to the test branch. All those look like proper additions with proper punctuation and fixing the link on Strawberry. Nice. Second PR done. The old days of SVN and CVS, yeah. I never knew those. I didn't really do much programming back then. I was more infrastructure. These days, I actually do a lot more programming or getting more into it. Still have a lot to learn. All right, now we get to the meat and potatoes here. The LeeDAO A PRs. Now, this is going to be interesting. What is he changing here? First off, he can't read, and he's going to the main branch, and he's changing one of the core functionalities. Not looking good so far. I don't know about accepting this PR, but let's take a look. What's he adding? All right. Okay. Busy message collapsed. It looks like he's adding like a collapsed bar here. That'll be interesting, but it's on the wrong branch. We're not going to commit that to main. Let's see what happens if we change it to base. If it has a whole bunch of conflicts, we're just going to have to close this. But it does not. All right, fine. That one looks okay. We're going to come back to that. Let's look at his other PRs too. This is just updating input XAML. Looks like it's adding a busy text box when you go to do something with microwin. Looks like when you're grabbing the directory and doing an alternate path. Don't know about that. Let's keep going. Invoke this button. What's he trying? Doing an invoke button. Invoke scratch dialog. Okay. Okay. Why wasn't this on the same commit? Same PR. I don't know why you'd separate these PRs out. Like, weird. And he did it on main branch too. I don't got good vibes. I don't have good vibes from these PRs. And then we have another one. It's the same one. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. No, that's the same. Let's look at WPF. Add functionality. I hope this is correct. Did you not test it? Oh my god. Hope it's correct. No. You're putting it on the main branch. You didn't test it. You just kind of threw it up. Yeah, first time working on it. I think we're going to close out all this PRs. I don't think that this is not a time to just, hey, let's shoot from the hip. What is going on here? All right. Okay, Conti. Why split them into I agree with Conti on this one. Okay. Conti's nice. Let's see. We got scratch dialogue. Like, I don't know what's going on with these. I'm gonna close them all. I don't have a way of testing it for a PR. When you make a fundamental change and like make a busy message or something like that, I have to be able to test them all in one. I'm not going to accept 5 PRs just to test what you're trying to accomplish. And he immediately admitted in the comment section that he didn't test it. So 1, he's committing to main branch. 2, he's looks like he's kind of new to this whole PR thing. And 3, I like where his head's at. I like what he's trying to do, but this has to be done a different way. This, it should all be in one PR. So like, let's say I needed to test this. You make all the changes, and then I could be like, you know what? Let's come over to WinUtil. We'll fetch it. We'll just go ahead and pull those ones we've already committed. And then what I want to do is come to his PR and then be able to click on his PR and test it before committing or accepting and merging the pull request. Since all his PRs are in different PRs, I don't want to test 5 different PRs for something that I know that 2 of those PRs were required to be accepted and merged before I can even test it. So super important that this is why PRs are done in, like this case, this should be 5 commits in 1 PR. It looked like he was committing pull request, committing pull request, committing pull request, and that gives 5. So this is an example of how not to do a pull request. Why we want a combined pull request is because I want to test it without merging it, and I can't do it in this case. That's why, even though this is probably going to be a good addition, and I like the thought process behind a lot of the PRs, it's something that I can't accept because of that. So let's go ahead and pull these, close these pull requests. And we will not accept any of those additions. Sad to say. let's go ahead and comment so he knows why we're doing it. Accept them in their current form. One PR that I could test before merging into our test branch. Also, these were committed to main, which I don't accept commits or PRs directly to. Test branch must be used. Closing all PRs. Like I said, I appreciate the contribution, but yeah, can't really accept them. So we'll close those. I've learned my lesson, and it's okay. Like it's not a shot at anybody out there. It's okay to close someone's pull request. I know some people that you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings that's trying to contribute to your project. Totally get that, but just know you're going to cause yourself a lot of pain if you don't have stringent rules around accepting pull requests. Super important. Bird, we talked about that a little bit earlier. It's actually in the test branch. We're going to merge that today after we get through these PRs. I love the way you did your VM setup in Linux when you did the Arch Hyperland. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Thick Wizard. Man, that's a good name. Thick Wizard Captor. I gotta say, I can get behind that name. But yes, I digress. I loved that setup, and doing PCI pass-through that way is awesome. So the only reason I don't do it today is mainly because I don't have a second graphics card to toss at my Windows instance anymore. I ended up repurposing that card for another gaming PC. So I'm just one of the peasants that does dual booting now. Sad to say. The way TJ got good was getting his PRs closed. Yeah. I know I still have a lot to learn before I can get anywhere near like TJ or even close to like Primogen and those guys. Oh man. I don't know. I call me old school, but I still like just using Windows and the arrow keys. It's still my jam. All right. All that looks good. Test branch, Microsoft tools, category panel. I guess we'll allow it. I hate Power BI, but whatever. Somebody out there will probably like it. We'll accept it. Squash and merge. Moving on. Microsoft yuckiness. Yeah, I know. All right, Freedom app. Oh, no. All right, we got this going to the main branch, so this person can't. I did not read that well. It does look like it's just a simple link correction, so not the end of the world here. Let's take a peek at where this is redirecting. It's probably a ChatGPT autofill that went wrong. So it's a very simple correction. Ferdium or Fredium. That doesn't look like it's loading. Well, what about this one? What's the official one? Well, that one doesn't go anywhere. Fredium? Anybody use this thing? Fredium.org? Okay, it does look like it's correct. It's just weird. Why didn't that work? Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, I allow it. So what we'll do here is switch this to test branch. Change base. All right, that looks good. Files changed. Yeah, whatever. Apply. So it's just fixing a link. You got wait, you got a Radio Shack ad? I'm almost jealous. Radio Shack. I didn't even thought. Wait, didn't they get bought out by like some influencer that was doing some kind of scam deal? We're almost to the end here, actually. These PRs went fast. I think what's happening too is I'm getting better with the PRs. Actually, it's one PR left. Derps is still a draft. Developer Derps is still a draft, so we'll have to take a look at that. Prismlauncher.com, prismlauncher.org. Looks like a very yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a approve, but again, wrong branch. That's okay, we can fix it. When it's just like a spelling mistake, it's probably someone that's not used Git before, so it's not that big a deal. And since it's only changing like one line, it's not, I don't care if someone tries to commit it to the wrong branch. I can just fix it for them. I still appreciate them just pointing out, hey, this is the wrong address. So, dude, okay, well, that was a quick 12 PRs. We've been streaming for 30 minutes. We've gotten through 12 pull requests. I thought this was going to be more substantial. But anyways. All right, Phoenix. Hold your horses. We can check out Kormabi. Also, DWN win. This is a speed run of 12 PRs. I will say I have gotten a lot better. Noticing bad PRs, good PRs, and understanding the testing process of Git. This, once you get good enough at Git, which now I go from complete noob to beginner level of Git that understands a little bit of something, right? You can see how fast this makes your workflow and how quickly you can accept tons of contributions and also can isolate out contributions that you could be problematic. So, what a quick 30 minutes fix on this guy. Test that. We did approve squash merge. Let's do one last poll. We'll go over to here. We're just going to come over to our branches and we're going to go into test. Yeah, we'll just leave. Let's just switch the branches. All right, we're on test. Let's fetch. Pull all those. Let's do one compile, test out our test branch, and then we're going to merge this to main and call it good. How about that? How about them apples? All right. Do one compile, WinUtil. Everything looks good. Test the maximize capability. Whoa, wait, get a bug. Do we have a bug? Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. We got our snap assist, file converters there, among other things. What about that Microsoft tool? Power BI is there. All right. Microwin. Yeah, looking good. Updates. Good. Config. Just going to click on a couple things just to test. All that looks good. Do a Cocoa reinstall. Actually, I think that should be fine. Yeah, already installed. Perfect. All right. I like it. All that looks very solid. We really didn't change tweaks or anything this time around, so we don't need to rerun tweaks. Everything else looks good. Just a little bit of an expansion on the program side of things. So I think we'll go ahead and create our full PR here. Derps pull request. What was going on here? Fix bug with preset. Testing issue. Requesting. Oh, wait. It looks like a draft, but we might... let me read this some more. Yeah, user-friendly UI. Yeah, I remember I denied this one request just because I liked the toggles compared to the checkboxes. And we do need to fix some of the language here. Yeah, Conti's probably going to fork it, and he wants to automate it more, which makes sense. From a sysadmin point of view, automation would be better, but from a user-friendliness point of view, that's kind of where I want to take the project, so that's good with me. That's the beauty of open source. Yeah, the toggling of enable dark mode, that's what I really wanted to kind of look at too. Meant to be a user-friendly UI, yeah. Very, very good. It's kind of cool. I kind of want to see where like Conti goes with it, with his side project on it. It'd be interesting. All right, that's good. Man, this is like a wall of text. I feel like I'm reading a book here. All right. What do we got? Still marked it as a draft yesterday. I kind of want to try it out just to see what he's doing here. Oh, okay. Desktop tweaks not working Flash. Okay, let me take a look real fast. Let's go WinUtil. Tweaks, desktop, laptop, minimal, clear. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's go clear, desktop, get installed. Okay. It's interesting. So did it, I wonder if I just hit recommended selections, whether or not, did that, no. Okay, yeah. So if I close out and relaunch, where does that take the tweaks? Yeah, okay. That's kind of a, I see what you're saying with the toggles. That's interesting. An interesting little bug. Probably need to work through. It was because of Conti's pre-PR. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the toggles aren't, that does look like a bug we need to look at. Let's see what else we got. I don't want to look at see what he's got going for the draft here. All right, let's see. He tagged me here. Yeah, what do we want to do with some of this? We could actually look at applying this and try and think of a better or a more user-friendly way of doing it. Some Windows 10 ISOs you could use it on YS, where you could do things that have install.wim. Certain versions have that. Some versions still use ESD in the Windows 10, so it depends. Sometimes it works on Windows 10, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, still a lot of people are using Windows 10. It still has another year before it's end of life. Sounds good, Phoenix. So what is derp changing here? Let's take a peek. Oh, okay. Well, it's not that much. It does look like it's the WPF presets. It excludes the toggle. So derp actually is fixing this. PR is 1447. Let's check this out. It's kind of funny. We were just looked at that, and sure enough, that's what derp's draft is. Let's grab it. We're gonna check that out. Fetch any changes. I don't think we have to pull anything. All right, you can see we're on 1447. Let's do a compile and WinUtil. Now, if we go to tweaks, go desktop. Yeah, thanks derp, you fixed it. That's kind of funny. Someone in chat mentioned maybe they saw the PR and understood what it was about. Fantastic. That's exactly what we need. Approve that. Let's go ahead and switch this to test branch though. Change base. We shouldn't see any problems with that. I'm gonna approve. I thought I just approved it though, didn't I? Yeah. I'm still working on that. That looks like a work in progress. That should be fine. I'm gonna do it ready for review. I'm still working on the user-friendly toggles for the tweaks section. I need to rework the wording of the tweaks on the run and undo. Maybe switch them to enable, disable, something that is a bit more clear. All right, comment. We already reviewed this and we already accepted it, and we switched the thing over to test branch. I think we're ready to merge. Let's check the code one last time. That looks good. Yeah. Just making sure it didn't do anything funky when I switched the branch from main to test. And squash and merge. Perfect. Now let's switch it over back to our test branch. We're going to leave the changes on 1447. We're going to pull that change from that PR. We'll do one last compile. You can see we're back on that. And bam. Now all that looks beautiful. All right. Awesome. So this just fixes that. We'll just go ahead and commit, push. Yeah, let's fetch. Pull, push. And then we do our main branch merge. Change it to happy, sad face. That'll clear things up. Shouldn't clear, remove all sliders too. No, flash those toggles, run the function whenever they're enabled and disabled. So those should be per user. And what'll happen is if you have dark mode enabled, that's already going to be pre-toggled. So there's no clearing the toggles. Those toggles just are, think of it like going into your settings menu in here and like in your personalization, and you go to like background or something. It'd be equivalent, like if this is set to slideshow, with the pictures directory, or it's set to like, let's say a solid color, right? It's just set to gray, right? When you come back and you go back into here, it's set to solid color gray and it doesn't reset or clear. Same principle with the toggles. You don't want those to ever change. You want them to just read what the user's using and have it. So that's the purpose of the toggles. What's the differences between distros when it comes to server creation? Which ISO should I pick for servers based on considerations? Always main branch. Stuff that isn't is proven. So Debian's good. Even Ubuntu server, I know people laugh if I say Ubuntu server, but it's actually, you see it quite often in the wild, mainly because like Live Patch and other canonical type things are actually pretty good. Usually I just remove snapd and put an apt hold on snapd because I hate snapd. But when you're just using the CLI, it's fine. Other server considerations, obviously you might see RHEL based servers every once in a while, but very few these days. Most times it's Debian and Ubuntu is what you're going to see a ton of. So those are the ones you should use, really. I don't see a point in really using any other distro when it comes to servers. Those two are kind of my go-tos these days. Sometimes I will use the occasional Arch server for testing, just because I can spin up Arch like crazy fast. I basically bastardized my Arch Titus project to mainly just do an Arch install in like less than 120 seconds. So start to finish, it can install Arch in less than 2 minutes. And I like spinning up Arch every once in a while to test new things in the server CLI environment. But I don't really, when it comes to a server that I'm going to set and use for extended periods of time, I always typically am using Debian. Very rarely will I ever use anything else these days. Let's see. All right, so this is pretty good. Close that out. We're going to create this PR. We're going to create the pull request. We added file converter, added a wiki directory, remove files application. Apparently this went off of GitHub. New compile, update links, description, new applications, new toggle tweak button with the flyouts button. Power BI, more application fixes. Not that big of a commit. So let's just squash and merge that into the main branch, and that will be live for the world to see. Squash and merge. Beautiful. Big enterprises host their own and pretty much all Red Hat Ubuntu server. Yeah, I'd agree with Rob on that. Alpine's my favorite distro for single. Yeah, the thing I hate about Alpine, Rob, I love how easy Alpine is. I love OpenRC for a system, like an init system, which is great. I just don't like APK. Although for Alpine, if you're just like doing one or two things, man, it's so light. It's such a minimal distro. So if you're setting up like just one or two things as a one-off on a server, you can't really go wrong with Alpine. So I still love it. But yeah. That's good feedback, Rob. Yeah, these days, you know, a lot of times I don't even spin up new VMs or anything. A lot of times it's just Docker containers, and I probably should get more into like Kubernetes install. It's just messing around with Kubernetes. I'm like, I already know Docker. So I'm so lazy. I know, I should get better with that, but such is life. All right, we're good here. Let's go ahead and create a new branch. Kill this branch too. Test branch, we can go ahead and delete. And the next one, going to be test 2024. And it is going to be 0125. So we have a brand new branch. Main's all committed. Everything else looks good. We should see checkboxes here. Let's just make sure that goes from a unit test to a green checkbox. What happened to the URL link with Windows 11 that King Root suggested? I don't know. Did we... I thought we did that, didn't we? Oh, jeez. Oh, you know what? Before we forget. Oh, we never did do that. Huh. I don't feel like doing it today, though. That's terrible. We're going to leave that for another day. We're going to leave that for another day. King Root's like, oh, I'm feeling kind of lazy today. So yeah, we'll wait on that one. We will go ahead and grab this new test branch, switch over to it. So we're ready to go on whatever we do decide to work on. What's our actions looking like? It seems to be taking a while. It usually doesn't take this long. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Let's go back to unit tests. All the unit tests are run. We got our main unit test ran here. That all looks green check marks all the way with success. And all right, you guys should see all the new changes, any new additions and programs, all that's now live. And if we do one last IWR to pull in what's there, it should have already updated, or IRM. Oops. Let's I guess let's just IRM that. And if we do, we should see file converter, boom, and about, we got 0125. Perfect. Beautiful. Michael's hooking you up, Jalopy. Can you fix issues with blurry fonts 1383 and optimization in 1441? Let's do that next Tuesday. How much work in MicroWin is left, or can we use it freely? You can pretty much use it freely. The big thing I want to do with MicroWin on the toolbox is expand and include a network driver stack that comes baked in. Because right now, a lot of times you're going to install it on, like, let's say a VM machine, and then you're going to be like, oh crap, I don't have any internet. Because the internet drivers aren't there. So I want to bake in a few things with MicroWin to make it a little bit more comprehensive. It'll bloat it up a little bit, but I want a better stock image. Right now, it's pretty bare bones. It's a good image, but it's pretty bare bones. And I do want to bundle in network drivers, I think, is the big thing. And then maybe even like SDIO, just so it's sitting on the desktop and you just run it with your network already online and then just update your drivers, just as a quality of life thing. But I mean, it's not important. It's still a decent image right now. Is there any way to make it so MicroWin already comes with the Windows utility shortcut? Yeah, we could do that for sure.